Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's my great pleasure, my enjoyment to be here with you. I want to start off with a little story. One day, my wife and I were sitting at an outdoor cafe. I was talking to this guy at the next table. He's sitting there with a bunch of his sons. And we talked. It turns out he has diabetes. His blood sugar would go up to 300, which is very dangerous. I mean, diabetes can cause blindness, more prone to heart attacks, more prone to cancer, more prone to amputations of legs, limbs, blindness. So there's so many aspects associated with it. Deadly. And he had 5 children. Married, 5 children. Lovely children at the table with. So he had a lot at stake in taking care of himself. So we're talking about that, diabetes and whatnot. So then the meal comes out. This came out first. Pancakes, big stack of white flour pancakes. Now, there's no difference between a fistful of pancake and a fistful of sugar, because that white flour just turns into glucose in the bloodstream. Then, to add insult to injury, he takes the maple syrup and he drowns in that. It's all sugar. So sugar is going to raise his blood sugar to get a spike. It's going to damage the endothelial cells in his blood vessels. He's subtracting, as long as he's holding that on, he's subtracting time and time and time off his lifespan and his health span. So I said, hey, bro, I don't mean to interfere my nose in your business, but didn't you just tell me you have diabetes? He says, yeah, I do. Hey, but I just can't resist it. Yeah, I said, okay. Sure, he enjoyed the heck out of it. One of the sons came up to me afterwards, hugged me, said, thanks for trying to help me. That man's lack of discipline, self-discipline, is going to damage him, but not just him. He could have a stroke and be paralyzed, be a burden to his wife, his children, a burden to society, another bed taken up in the hospital, raising the premiums for everybody, other people. When we do that, honor demands we take care of our health. But his lack of discipline, and he knew it was dangerous for him. He says, yeah, I know, I just can't help it. His lack of discipline. So it's going to become a burden, and he's lucky if he just drops dead of a heart attack. That's lucky. If it goes into cancer, could be a long, drawn-out death, 5, 10 years, suffering. His wife suffering. His mother, his father, devastated by his death process. A lack of discipline not only going to cause him pain and suffering, it's going to kill him. Now you go into the supermarkets, just look at what people put in their shopping carts. Well, heck, look at what many of you are putting in your shopping carts. Twinkies, beer, vodka, tequila, ham, bacon, all kinds of processed foods. And in these times, the year 2025, we all know that's damaging. It's not a matter of ignorance, a lack of discipline. Enjoyment, taste. These people are going to have heart attacks early. It's going to compromise their health span, and compromise their lifespan. It's going to compromise the well-being of the family, because once he's crippled up or she's crippled up, won't be able to make that income, will be disabled for life. Be it economic, emotional, financial burden on the family and on society. Because of the lack of discipline. Dangerous. I'm outlining the problem for you. I know some of you identify with this. Look at people who smoke. There's no question smoking causes cancer. Absolute fact. It's not like a theory. We know it's doing that. People lighting up. And they're smoking. And by the way, surprisingly enough, the research was done, even small amounts of alcohol cause cancer. Small amounts. Plus, not to mention the damage of the liver. These are the situations going on. Smoking, which we know is deadly, it's even written on the cigarette cartons and on the package, known to cause cancer. And people take it and light up. And of course, enjoy it just like you're going to enjoy all these death foods. Lucky if you drop dead of a heart attack. You have a stroke, you can't move, and some of your loved ones have to wheel you around all over, have to wipe your butt, because you can't even do that. It's one thing if it just happens. One thing you're crossing the street by actually get hit by a car can happen. It's another thing, because of your lack of discipline to destroy yourself, one thing, and to destroy your family, and to help destroy another, chip off the well-being of society, because you're no longer a productive member, and because you're a tremendous expense to the hospital system, the surgeries, the medication, the doctor visits, raising the premium for all the rest of society. So insurance premiums go up, 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 up. People can't afford it. But because you did that, you've helped to cause that. You've contributed to that because you have a lack of discipline. I'm Dr. Arnold Nerenberg. I've had the pleasure of walking upon this earth for 84 years. I finally know what I'm doing. And I've been licensed to practice clinical psychology in the state of California since 1974. So I've been doing this work for over 50 years. We all know that movement is important, exercise and movement. In fact, I say that a sedentary lifestyle is the new smoking. Staying sedentary, particularly if you're sitting for 10 hours a day, but even less than that, you're more prone to die early. Everybody knows that we have to be moving. It's not a hidden knowledge. It's not just the elite that know that. We all know you have to be moving and exercising. We've got gyms all over the place, all over. Half the people that sign up for the gym don't even use it. Use it once in a while, but don't use it. So signing for the gym is not going to get you fit unless you use it. I'm giving you a little clue right now. Heads up on the best exercise routine. You ready for this? Take a note on this because I'm a world champion powerlifter, a world champion bodybuilder. I've been lifting weights for 70 years. I've been doing the 5 rights of Tibetan yoga for 20 years, doing qigong. I do these things. Here it is. The best exercise routine is the one you're going to keep to. The best exercise routine is the one you're going to keep to. Because no matter how great it is, whatever you've read, whatever you're seeing people at the gym do, whatever your friends tell you, if you don't do it, it's not the best routine. Give you an example. I do the 5 rights of Tibetan yoga. I'll do it 10 minutes a day because I could keep to that. Now, when I expand it to 20 minutes a day, 20 minutes of this yoga, that's so boring. I didn't want to do it. I stopped doing the yoga for 15 years because I wasn't going to keep to it. 20 minutes is better than 10 minutes, or sounds better, but it's not because I didn't keep to it. So 15 years later, I went back to doing it 10 minutes a day, and I've been doing it for years now. 10 minutes. Each pose, 4 reps with each pose, 4 repetitions. I could keep to that. I have a chin-up bar in one of my daughter's bedrooms. If I was to go max out every time, I won't do it. I just go do 2, 3 pull-ups, boom, boom, boom. I can do that. So when I go in the morning, I'm passing that, I'll do boom, boom, boom. When I come home at night, I'm going to the bedroom, I'll grab that, boom, 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 because I'll keep to it. So 3 to 4 reps is the best exercise routine for my pull-up routine. And I'm a world champion pull-up guy. I set it when I was 70 years old. I set a world record on the power pull-up with 140 pounds hanging from a chain belt. And I did a pull-up, world record. So I know what discipline is. Along those lines, when I was 65 years old, I set a world record on the bench press, 365 pounds. So I know a few things about discipline. Do my Ph.D. A lot of people have done all their study. They just had their dissertation. It's called Everything But the Dissertation. But they never finish. They don't get the doctoral dissertation done. I understood early on how to deal with that. I said I would have my books all set up, my papers all set up on the desk, and I committed to 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day. Get there, some writing, some reading, and leave in 10 minutes. Some days I might stay for an hour. I committed to 10 minutes. Less is more. The best routine for anything is one you're going to keep to, a routine you're going to keep to. I kept to it. I did that 10 minutes a day. And I finished my doctoral dissertation. It was a good one. I was proud of it. And then, I think it was about May or June of 1969, I was Dr. Nerenberg. I remember Dr. Bimman coming out and says, "Congratulations, Dr. Nerenberg." I had to go through this oral exam with defending my dissertation. But 10 minutes a day. So I'm giving you a little heads up of the way to do these things. Pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Your choice. My choice. To me. How much do you want whatever you're going for? How much do you want that education? How much do you want that job? How much do you want to survive and live a long, healthy life? It might sound like a funny question. Well, everybody says, "I want to live a long life." Oh, no. If you ask anybody, "You want to be healthy and have a long life?" Oh, yeah. Forget that they said that. Forget that you're saying that. Look at what you're doing with your life. If you're going and buying all this processed food and sugary foods, you don't want a long, healthy life. It's just verbal. Now, I'll give you a little heads up here. In terms of a long, healthy life, you want a foundation of greens, beans, and berries. Beans, greens, and berries. That has to be the foundation. Then you have some salmon, different nuts, particularly walnuts, to get the omega-3s. Have some onions, some garlic, other kinds of foods. You want to get some olive oil, say it on Ezekiel bread, which is sprouted grains. Get other things. But you want a foundation of beans, greens, and berries. Nothing processed in that. So I'm not saying you should be a vegetarian. I'm not saying you should be a vegan. I'm just saying, as a foundation, you want the discipline of having beans, greens, and berries. Then, if you want to prevent prostate cancer and breast cancer, make sure you're drinking a glass of pomegranate juice every day. Even if you have a tumor, it helps shrink it and slow down how fast it metastasizes. Pomegranate juice every day. Cooked tomatoes have lycopene in it. That helps prevent cancer. Broccoli is a great green to have every day because it helps prevent cancer. So if you don't have that discipline to control everything you're eating, at least make sure you're getting the basic to help prevent destroying yourself from these other things that you're doing. That'll help protect you. You must make sure you're getting vitamin D. a minimum of 5,000 IUs a day, because optimal vitamin D in your blood work is 50 to 80. Over 30 is considered normal, but if it's under 50, you can have a shorter lifespan. You always make the distinction between normal and optimal. Now, when I'm telling you these things, recognize I'm a clinical psychologist. I'm not an MD. Legally, I have to tell you, consult your physician about it. They may or may not know anything about some of these things, even though they're very knowledgeable in their areas. Told you I got my doctoral dissertation. You have to be very disciplined to go through university, go get a Ph.D. You have to be very disciplined. Depends. You got two things. How much do you want it? And how much are you averse to what can happen if you don't do it? Now, if I don't do this, how much is it going to cost me health-wise, pain-wise, money-wise? So you want to be able to practice self-control. And I'm going to tell you the best methods, self-control, how to control your behaviors, how to control your thoughts. I'm going to tell you how to control your thinking, which in turn will determine your feelings and your actions. I'm going to show you that you can control your own mind. And I know that you feel out of control, that you're getting all kinds of thoughts. You have yearnings for this, you want that, you have a lust within you for that, and you're driven by it, by all these desires. Some of the desires, no problem. Some is going to cost you dearly. It's going to cost you pain. You're going to suffer. So again, the pain of discipline, and it can be painful. You're doing things you don't necessarily want to do, or the pain of regret. I'm showing you a path where when you're 95 years old, you say, Dr. Nerenberg, I've lived a life of honor, had no regret. I have no regret. That's what I want for you. So those of you who are in therapy with me, I'm trying to help you now with the issues that you have. That's not my whole intention. I'm interested in you as a 95-year-old man. I'm interested in you as a 95-year-old woman. I'm looking at the arch of your whole life. Discipline is key. Absolutely key. To know, to do. To know what you need to do. To know what you need to do to achieve what you're trying to achieve. To know, to do. You know what needs to be done, but to do it. To know, to do. You know what you shouldn't be doing? Don't do it. You know what you should be doing? Do it. And that's what I'm trying to get you, to go from to know to do. When it comes to diet, when it comes to exercise, you know what to do. You know it. I know all of you know it. These times, it's common knowledge. It's not esoteric. Common knowledge to do. And I'm going to show you how to make that happen. Now I'm going to show you the secret of how to control your thoughts. Nobody told you about this. What I'm about to tell you, I've said it before in my lectures, many lectures on this, but no one told you the secret of how to control your thoughts. You're a slave to your thoughts. Your thoughts just come up, all kinds of thoughts. A lot of them are sexual, a lot of them are aggressive, all kinds of those. That comes from the unconscious. I know you're getting those thoughts. We're all getting them. So people can pretend they're not getting it, doesn't mean they're not getting it. Now, to understand how to control your thoughts, you have to understand the two types of thoughts. I'm going to make a note of this. Two types of thoughts. You cannot control your thoughts unless you understand the distinction. One thought are thoughts that pop into your mind, but do not define who you are. It's based on your genetics, family upbringing, societal norms. And you have no responsibility for that. Don't feel bad if you're getting all kinds of negative thoughts. Don't worry about it. One massive study at the University of Maryland showed that 80% of people's thoughts are negative. Don't worry about it. There's a there's a survival reason for that. We're always scanning for dangers and problems so we can survive, so we don't die off. So those negative thoughts are typically protective. Don't worry about it. Don't fight it. So losing battle, do not fight those thoughts. And more or less, and don't feel guilty about it because it's not your fault that you're having it. You say, I feel I'm such a negative person. Well, yeah, we all are. That's part of our heritage, our genetics. Some people more so than others because it's based on genetics, family upbringing, societal norms. That's why you're getting me. Don't worry about the thoughts that pop into your mind. I really want to get that across to you before I go to the next step. Thoughts will come to you. You didn't choose it. So you can't say you're responsible for it. If you didn't choose it, you're not responsible for it. If you choose a thought, then you're responsible. You're not choosing these thoughts. Nobody would choose to feel hurt. Nobody would choose to feel humiliated. Nobody would even choose to go into a rage. You didn't choose it. Relax about it. Just observe it. No, you didn't choose it. It could overwhelm you. Now, here's the good news. There's a second class of thoughts that you can choose. And I'm going to demonstrate it to you right now. Second class of thoughts that you can choose. And by learning how to do this, I'm going to teach you a self-discipline method where you'll have the self-discipline that you need. Here it is. I'm going to demonstrate it right now. Have a pleasant memory. Think of somebody today you saw that you love, or you ate some food that you enjoy. Take a moment and have that memory. I know you did it rapidly, naturally, easily. I thought of people that I saw that I love. I thought of some foods that I enjoyed today. Like that. If it was rapid, natural, it was easy. A 6-year-old could do it. If you have a 6-year-old or even a 5-year-old, you could tell them, have a pleasant memory. Say, come here, Mijo. Some memory today, something you ate, you enjoyed, somebody you saw that you love or you like. Have that thought, Mijo. You're going to have the thought. We're the only species that can do it. You can't tell that to a dog or an ape, or a bird. Only we can do that. It's a uniquely human trait. Now, you see where I'm going? This is the class of thoughts where you choose your thought. Now I'm going to give you another example. Have this thought 3 times. Think it 3 times silently to yourself. And make sure you're doing it with me now. I wish you well. 3 times. Again, I don't have to ask for a show of hands whether you did it, didn't do it. I know you did it. Easily, rapidly, naturally, organic. Again, 6-year-old, you tell me, sweetheart, have this thought 3 times, I wish you well. But don't say it out loud, just think it to yourself. You'll do it. Now you're getting close to the secret of self-discipline of your thoughts, which help control emotions and actions. The thought is the beginning of everything that manifests from there, the thought. Yeah. So, now, in the honor system that I developed, I was inspired by the Spirit to manifest and present to all my people. Spent 50 years developing this. 50 years to evidence-based approach. We found that it works, that people make so much progress for overcoming anxiety, depression, panic disorders, pain. They feel they have more wisdom, more resilience, more love, better relationships. For those who believe in God, they feel closer to God, feel more self-respect, self-confidence from following this system. It's an evidence-based approach, the whole honor therapy system. The way of honor, I'm going to teach you the secret how to do this. The way of honor will give you the self-control of your thoughts and ultimately of yourself. And it's the source of your self-discipline. And it's very simple. So first I'm going to give you the 4 commands of honor and the bridge. I'm defining honor as loyalty to your highest constructive values as defined in the 4 commands of honor, while striving to cause no harm physically and emotionally. I wish you well. I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. Grateful for the power I gain from hardship. And the one of two depends whether you believe in God or not. If you believe in God as I do, God, your wish is my only wish. If you don't believe in God or want to address God, I seek always to serve my highest values. Then the bridge, which will optimize the probability that you're going to apply it in a given situation. What's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? You do that 3 times a day for all of your life. You have to commit to that. To commit to doing this 3 times a day all of your life means you're committing to the way of self-discipline so you don't have to experience the pain of regret. This is the path of no regrets. Showing you how to do it. There's a couple of laws of honor around it I'll talk to you about, but that's the foundation, 4 commands of honor. Now, you have to do it 3 times a day. I recommend memorizing it. You do it 3 times a day for all your life. Now let me show you how that discipline, you do it morning, afternoon, and night. If you don't do it, I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. If you don't, say that 3 times a day. You don't commit yourself to the way of them. You're going to blame other people. You're never going to take responsibility. Say, you did this to me. I'm having this problem because of you. I didn't make the money I should have made because of you. I don't have the house I should have had because of you. I didn't go to school because of you. You stopped me. We end up with marriage problems because of you. You're talking to me the wrong way because of you. I know you're doing it, and I know you know people who are doing it. It's going to cause you pain, suffering. So the pain of discipline or the pain of regret, your choice. So we say, well, I've co-created this problem. You started it, but I added fuel to the fire. I apologize for what I added to this problem. Please forgive me. I won't do it again. So you're not doing it. It's not humiliating. You're claiming your power. So when you do that, you clear up your end. The other person may or may not respond appropriately to that. Doesn't matter. Your self-discipline. You're taking responsibility. You escape pain. Community. Every religion says, look at yourself. Look at your faults. Don't concern yourself about the little speck in someone else's eye. Look at the boulder in your own eye. Every religion. I don't care what we're talking about. Christianity, Baha'i, Islam, Buddhism, Zoroastrianism, Hinduism, whatever religion you want to talk about. All talk about don't blame, don't just look out there to blame. Take responsibility because it's going to save you a lot of pain, a lot of aggravation, a lot of self-destruction. And then because when you get into that blaming, you get angry. And if you're angry too much, you're more prone to strokes. You're more prone to heart attacks. And you become then a burden. You can become like a vegetable, a burden to the healthcare system, a burden to your family, your children, your spouse, your parents. You become a burden because you did not take responsibility. It's like you went and ate Twinkies all day long. You didn't take responsibility. It's the same thing. This will destroy you. The blaming will destroy you. Now, you may say, well, I've got my pride. You have to put honor before pride. Honor before pride. As I always say, pride is a cold lover. Pride is a very cold lover. Can't snuggle up at night with your pride. You need to humble yourself, put honor before your pride, and you'll spare your life. You'll be less likely to have a stroke or a heart attack, a lot less likely. Now, somebody's offended you. You feel angry. I just want to slap that person. So you're carrying that anger, revenge, and you're walking around with that negativity. People look at you and they see you're gone because you're so upset. and you go, I wish you well. You speak a little bit of light into the darkness. I wish you well. That starts dissipating it, and the negative thoughts will come less often. You won't make it go away right away, but it'll come less often. And negative thought will come less often with less intensity, less duration. So this way, discipline, the mental discipline is going to be controlling your emotion, controlling your words, controlling your health span and your lifespan. Pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Your choice. I keep coming back to that. Now, some of you with self-discipline have problems getting started. You say, I need to get this done. I need to do this. I need to do that. You don't do it. So I'm now going to give you a secret for how to get started. First thing on an exercise routine, I'm going to tell you that secret. Commit to 3 minutes a day. 3 minutes a day. The hardest part about getting in shape is getting started. So once you have the momentum, the most important thing about exercise is consistency. Not amount of time in the gym, consistency. And always remember this, you don't have to go to a gym. The floor is your gym. The earth is your gym. You can do squats, push-ups, sit-ups, leg raises. You can do all kinds of things. Body weights on the floor, that's your gym. You commit to 3 minutes a day. It's easier to go from 3 minutes a day to an hour than it is from 0 to 3. Once you have the momentum, you got that 3 minutes a day. Some days I'll go to 20 minutes, a half hour, an hour. The consistency, that's key. The other part about the self-discipline, you need to remember this. Remember what I'm going to tell you now. Never quit. No excuses. Don't believe your excuses. You're just committing to 3 minutes. No excuses. The best time to work out is now, and the worst time is later. So that's a good nugget for you in terms of getting yourself disciplined for anything, whether it's exercise or something you need to say to somebody to create a better connection, or some letter you need to write or a call you need to make. The best time to do it is now, and the worst time is later. Honor the plan demands discipline. Now, what you want a special word to get yourself going. This is very effective. I can, I will, now. And once you go now, you're in. Doesn't matter what happens. But never use the word now. Never use it unless you're going to do it. I can, I will, now. So the discipline is, when you say now, you're all in. Whether it's a phone call, whether it's a bench press, whether it's a letter you have to write, I can, I will, now. So these are some of the aspects of getting yourself with the self-discipline, a life of no regrets. And that's what I want for you. A life of no regrets, which can only be achieved through self-discipline. I know we all need this. I know you need this knowledge, and it's very doable. Some people, it's hard to get started. They're afraid of failure. They don't have the discipline to get started. Here's a suggestion for you to write this down. Plan, jump in, mess it up, clean it up. Make your plan and jump in. Mess it up. Have some failure in it. That's fine. And clean it up. Correct it. If you follow that little formula, that's how you follow that. That's how you get discipline. That's how you get yourself moving. Now, jump in, mess it up, clean it up. Now, jump in, plan, jump in, mess it up, clean it up. It's a way of life, and it will free you from inaction. It's actually a self-discipline that will allow you to move, achieve, accomplish what matters to you in your life. Life is short. I'm 84 years old, and I'm going to tell you something that's going to sound funny as heck to you. but I'm serious. Yesterday, I was 28. Literally, yesterday, I was 28. And that's how it's going to be for you. And you say, wow, he's 84. You're going to be 84 very soon. Yeah, you can say, I remember when Dr. Nerenberg said I'll be 84 very soon. Here I am, 84. You're going to see. Like that. You just recognize it's not, you don't have an infinite amount of time on earth to achieve what you want to achieve, to make your life count, to make your time on earth count. Once you understand and face your mortality, it will motivate you to put into effect self-discipline you need to make the contributions and achieve your goals and achieve your purpose in life while you're here. The brief period of time we're here. This all works. I promise you that. Everything I'm telling you is well tested by my own life personally and the people I've taught it to. It will work for you. You have the choice. You suffer the pain of discipline. This stuff is painful. Going to work out, anybody will tell you, it's painful. Lifting those weights, it's just a pain in the neck. I know Muhammad Ali said he hated working out. He hated every second of it. He said, but he wanted to be a champion, and he did it. He worked out, and then he started counting reps after he was getting tired. He hated every second, became the greatest fighter of all times. Nobody can say that you like the self-discipline. It's painful. That's why I tell you, pain of discipline or the pain of regret. It's your choice. For me, I'd rather have the pain of discipline. What about you? And we'll open up to our wonderful audience, our beautiful, wonderful people. Any comments or questions, keep in mind that what you have to say or you have to ask is as meaningful, even more meaningful to everybody here, because they realize you're not alone in life, not alone in the struggles. So everybody wants to hear from you. Feel free to ask or make any comment you want.
Doctor?
Yeah, Hugh.
People who are smoking or alcoholic or even sugar addicts are facing a chemical addiction where they try to get off of it. And how can they find some kind of...
Yeah, so Hugh was saying people who have addictions, that are alcoholic, they're drug addict, or sugar addict. That's an addiction. How do they get over it? I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. And I'm not going to say, listen, I'm not going to say there's something you could substitute. Some people tell me that a meth rush is nothing like a meth rush. Using some of these drugs and alcohol really has a good effect in the short term. So you're really giving up something that was helped you cope. But it's going to cut your health span down. It's going to cut down your lifespan. It can be done. There's many, many people who found ways to overcome it. What I tell people when they have these addictions, say, okay, if you're a drug addict, heck, if you're a criminal, whatever you are, I don't really think I'm going to cure somebody being an alcoholic or being a drug addict. I say at least be an honorable drug addict. Be an honorable alcoholic. I'm bringing people, how do you bring honor to this? People have been prostitutes. I say, well, be an honorable prostitute. Bring honor into it. You're a thief. That's how you make a living. Be an honorable thief. I don't feel I can sit there and cure somebody of these things. I don't. I have some vanity, but I'm not that egotistical. So you bring honor into it. And I tell people that the time will come when you're going to stop. Many people have to practically destroy themselves before they'll change their habits, before they say, I got to get this together. I've been there. I had a heart attack at 61. I caused it to myself. I was eating just to get big and strong, to become a world champion powerlifter. And I was just drinking a lot of milk and take all kinds of things. And I went to prostate cancer at 65. Thank God I survived it. It had metastasized. I got it out before it spread. And I went to labile hypertension in my late 60s. And then I had to deal with that. I caused it. But when I get face to face with death a number of times, you may have to go there. Hopefully you don't have to go as far as I did. You go that far and you say, okay, now I want to stay alive. So now for me, staying alive is a full-time job. What helped me get over it was I decided I want to stay alive. And I've been an addict. I was addicted to chocolate. Sounds as funny as it sounds. I could be sitting having a nice conversation with you. You would never suspect that when I'm talking to you, I'm thinking about having some chocolate. I just stopped it. I used to smoke cigars. I was addicted to that. It took me about 4 months to get over it. So I'm not going to tell you it's easy. I'm just telling you it can be done. You may have to get close to death to get over it, or you might. Getting over the chocolate, I saw it was making my blood pressure shoot up, even though it's healthy for you in a lot of ways. And so that was enough because I already had a heart attack. I already had labile hypertension. I already had a couple of stents in me. So the desire to stay alive and stay around was enough to do it. Hopefully you can do it without bringing yourself to the brink the way I did it. So I'm trying to give you a heads up where you can do it without getting to the edge the way I did. The reason I can tell you all these things is because I've done a lot of wrong things in my life. A lot of wrong. That's what my father said to me, son, I have a lot of good advice to give you, not because I've been so smart, just I've been so stupid. Part of my credential to tell you these things, not just that I'm a Ph.D., 84 years old, and been in practice for over 50 years. Part of my credential has been my stupidity. I've done so many stupid things. I know what not to do. I know what to do, partly because of my own stupidity. So I'm trying to help you benefit, stand on my shoulders, go beyond where I've been in my life. Doing real well now, but I've been down there in many ways over different points in my life. Thanks for that question. Who else has something you'd like to ask or say? Feel free to say whatever you'd like to say.
Hey, Nerenberg, this is Efren.
Efren, good to hear from you, Efren.
I just want to say that you're right. Me recently being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of self-control, not wanting to eat certain things. And if you do, moderation. Just have a piece. Don't eat the whole thing. Just to get that craving out. And it's very difficult, but like you said, it is doable and it's challenging every day.
But see, you were like me. You took it to it was life and death. You took it and that's made you very disciplined, isn't it? Because you don't want to get an amputation. You don't want to get blind, right?
Correct. Yes.
So you were saying you followed the path I did, the path of stupidity, which most of us do. But thank God you're doing what it takes now. Is that right?
That is correct.
See, now you're disciplined. Well, I'll tell you, for me, I can't eat a little bit of cheesecake or whatever. It's very hard for me to just have a little bit of chocolate. I won't even touch it because I go crazy for it. So certain things are a little hard for me to have just a little bit. So, but if you can do it, that's great. If you can eat a little moderation or something, that's great. Are you taking metformin?
Yeah, I'm on metformin.
Metformin is a wonder drug. It helps prevent cancers. It activates longevity pathways like the AMPK pathways. It's a longevity drug. It's a wonderful drug. So, in fact, people with diabetes who take metformin live longer than people who don't have diabetes who are not on metformin. Wonderful drug. Don't be afraid of it.
Thank you, doctor.
Most drugs, I couldn't say that about. Metformin's different. Originally, it was from the back bark of a lilac tree. I'm glad you're on top of things, and thank you for your comment. Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, Dr. Nerenberg, this is John.
John, always good to hear from you, John.
You too, sir. First, I want to say thank you for all those videos. I love the videos. I think I just sent a message to you not too long ago about those. Thank you for the conversation this evening as well, sir. I can definitely say that just getting started is probably one of the hardest things. And it's like you said, it's not even necessarily its start. It's also the discipline to keep doing it every day. Even if it's, like you said, 10 minutes a day.
3 minutes a day.
Or 3 minutes. Practice makes perfect, just like any other thing that you have to do in life. I've already taken pictures of a couple of the supplements, so that way I can start doing those as well, because my biggest thing is I want to live a long and healthy life as much as I can. And I don't want to, like you said, wait until the last minute to make my decision.
So you're not as stupid as I was. You're stepping up ahead of time. And by the way, just for Efron's knowledge, in addition to metformin, there's an herb that will lower your blood sugar too. It's called berberine, 500 milligrams 3 times a day. So if you take the metformin and the berberine, if you take the berberine 3 times a day, you'll get even better results. I guarantee that. There's a lot of research on that. that the berberine has been around for thousands of years, but now we have a lot of empirical studies showing how effective it is in lowering blood sugar and lowering your A1C. Wonderful. But yeah, John, getting started, that's why less is more. Just committing to 3 minutes or some small amount of time that you can do something. The best routine is the one you could keep to. That's the best routine.
Yes, sir.
The consistency, more important than how much time you're putting into it. John, I'm really glad that you're confirming that. And I know a lot of people are identifying with what you've said and what Efron said and what Hugh has said. Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you, John, for your wonderful feedback and for all the texts you send that are so deep and profound. Thank you for that, John. Right? You inspire me. Who else has Yes.
Dr. Nerenberg, George here.
Yes.
I want to thank you once again. These times here are so helpful. Now, one question I have is, where does procrastination come from?
I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you what causes procrastination and how to cure it. Procrastination, generally speaking, comes from fear of failure. Fear of failure. You know what I tell people, to the leaders in the honor movement? I say, I want you to help bring the honor movement to society, and I want you to make a lot of mistakes. Go out there and screw it up royally. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Make them, because I'd rather you make mistakes than do nothing. The biggest mistake is doing nothing. Go out and make a lot of mistakes and just clean it up. So you need the attitude. You make a plan. You jump in. You got to jump in. And you're going to mess it up. That's good. Good. And you clean it up. So you got to have the attitude. Failure and making a mistake is a good thing. What's not a good thing is doing nothing. That's not a good thing. But it's something I care about. Getting started. The best time to start is now. The worst time is later. You need to really be repeating that. Making failure is great. I love making failures because I know I'm going to learn and I'm going to keep at it. When you make a failure, you don't quit. Oh, no. No, you can't quit. If you care enough about the thing, you don't quit. I made a video called The Power of Failure. I talked about all the failures in my life, and they've been educational failures, professional failures, relationship failures, monetary failures, legal failures. I've had them all. And boy, each one made me strong. That's where the commands of honor. I'm grateful for the power I gained from watching. Failure has been wonderful for me. I tell people the path to success is paved with failure. The path to success is paved with failure. Go ahead and fail and fail and fail and fail, but don't quit. If you fail and quit, now that's a disaster. If you fail and keep at it and at it and at it, you've got it. You look at Abraham Lincoln. He failed at getting in Congress. He failed for every office he went for. And then after about 14 failures, became one of the greatest presidents of the United States. But he had about 14. You hear the way it's presented in the book is a man failed at this office, and then he became president of the United States. His name is Abraham Lincoln. I hear Edison failed, I don't know how many times, 100 times before he got the light bulb right. It's all right to fail, but it's not okay to quit. So I wouldn't worry about failure. Don't worry about failure. Worry about quitting. It's the quitting that's the big failure. If you fail, you're learning. If you quit, you failed. Making a mistake, having a setback. As a power lifter, I had embarrassing failures. I failed. I remember one contest I went to, the AAU. I had these bench press shirts. I went in with a shirt I hadn't used before. I opened with 330. I failed. So you can't go to lower weights. I failed at the second, the third. It was an embarrassment. Well, that bench press shirt wasn't a good one. Then I failed. I went to Canada with C.T. Fletcher. We went. He was coaching me on it, and I had another bench press shirt on, and my foot moved, so they didn't give me credit for 325. I failed. I traveled out there, all the expenses. I failed. Then I said, I don't want to compete in these things. Let's open our own federation. We opened the World Legion of Power. We're having an event this Saturday, by the way. And I became a world champion in two federations, the World Legion of Power and the World Natural Powerlifting Federation. Didn't quit, and I had embarrassing failures. I can't tell you how embarrassing it was. It was humiliating. Humiliating. But I didn't quit. And I'm talking failed big time. So I'm only telling you about that. In my relationships, I have a beautiful marriage now. Once in a while there's an issue, but beautiful marriage. But I was married 3 times before. One time I was married a year and a half, and I divorced her. I never loved her, so I would say it was 95% my fault. Then I got married again some years later. We were married a year and a half again. We agreed to a divorce. That was 60% my fault. Then my third marriage, married somebody that cheated on me. I took her back when she asked to come back. 15 years later, and 4 kids later, we got a divorce. Another failure, but it was only 10% my fault. I got better, but I didn't quit. Then when I met my true wife, Maheen, we've been married going on 35 years, the love of my life. But I had 3 failures. Those were tough failures. Divorce, even a bad marriage, is horrible. It's very, very painful. But I didn't quit. Somebody said, I'm done with marriage. No. I had failures in my education. I was given a terminal master's at Columbia University. They didn't let me into the Ph.D. program. They said I wasn't Ph.D. material for Columbia. I went to University of Texas after. I had a master's degree. I went to University of Texas, which had a top-notch program in the area I was interested in, learning theory. Got my Ph.D. 3 years later. I didn't quit, but I was a Columbia reject. And I said, after 50 years, I said, no, I'm a Columbia graduate. I was a failure educationally. And I found out when I talked to the guy, he said, Professor Effeline said, did you know Dr. Hunt? I said, I was one class. He said, well, he spoke against you over here. That's why you didn't get into the Ph.D. program. You can call him up. I called him up and said, Professor Hunt, I know you spoke against me in the committee, and that's why I didn't get into the doctoral program. Why is that? And he said, well, your answers were elliptical. He said, do you know what elliptical means? I said, I don't. He said, you sounded like you know what you're talking about, but you don't. You sound like you know what you're talking about, but you don't. Now, I knew what I was talking about. I did really, really well in the oral part of it, but that man spoke against me. I was traumatized. To this day, I still dream I'm back at doing my doctorate. That was traumatic. But I didn't quit. Then when I wanted to get licensed in the state of California, I passed the written. They failed me on the orals. Back then, you had a written test and an oral. They failed me. I didn't know why. 6 months later, you have to wait 6 months. I came back 6 months later, took it again. The orals, they failed me a second time. I didn't know why. 6 months later, I came back again. I thought this was going to be a ritual. And say, yes, Nerenberg, that's coffee and donuts. That people's going to go on for years. And they passed me. I have no idea why they passed me. So I didn't quit. That's why I'm here today, 50 years later. So I'm sharing this with you and I have many videos about my failures, which made me the man I am today. And I'm telling you this because I don't want you to stop. I want you to fail. I failed. I want you to fail, but I don't want you to quit. That's the message I have for you. Go ahead and fail. That's good. Fail a lot. Fail big, but don't quit. Plan, jump in, mess it up, clean it up. What do you think about what I just said to you?
Everything makes so much sense, Doctor. I mean, all this information you give us, I mean, it helps us. I mean, it just like a light bulb goes in your brain, you know, and you think like, wait a minute, this is what I really needed. Somebody to explain things to me and somebody to put everything in perspective. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. I want to tell you something. Nobody told me this stuff. No, but I had to learn it, or the Holy Spirit revealed it to me. Nobody told me. I didn't read it in a book, didn't learn it in school. My parents, they were great parents. My mother and father, they didn't tell me. I just go, what the heck's going on here? I just went through all the pain and the suffering. But I was very disciplined. I failed and failed and failed, but I never quit. And that's what I want for you. Go ahead and fail. It's good to fail. Just don't quit.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
No, thank you for asking this, because you really helped me develop the theme for everybody, so we're all benefiting from your comment and question.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Nerenberg, it's Claudia.
Claudia, always glad to hear from you, Claudia.
So my question is, when you have parents that have high expectations for you and you do fail and you don't want to let them down, but it's quite shameful, how do you deal with that?
It's quite what? What do you say? What is quite what?
It's quite shameful.
Shameful. Okay, shameful. All right. Be ashamed. If that's what you didn't choose to feel ashamed and tell yourself, I'm grateful for the power I gained from hardship, one of the commands of one. I'm grateful for the power I gained from hardship, because it's going to make me wiser, more compassionate. I feel ashamed. And if you believe in God, say, God, let me use this shame to motivate me. Don't quit. Fail. Be ashamed. Cry. Whatever you have to do, but don't quit. If it's something you want to go after, if something you don't want to go after, then you shouldn't have gotten in to begin with. But don't quit. Be ashamed. Tell yourself failure is good. I'm not quitting. Be ashamed about quitting. You're never going to be totally appreciated for whatever you do by anybody. It's not going to happen. Listen, every child, almost without exception, is a disappointment to her parents and his parents. All the children are disappointment to various extents. We're all a disappointment. Whatever our parents expected of us, whatever they wanted from us as a son or a daughter, they didn't get it. And look, the two things we could say about life. We could say, I did my best, but it wasn't enough. We could all say that. I did my best, and it wasn't enough. Whatever. I've done a lot in my life, but it wasn't enough. You've done a lot. It's not enough. That's universal. Universal. I did my best, and it wasn't enough. Whatever you're doing in life, you can say that. I did my best, and it wasn't enough. And your parents, they did the best they can, and it wasn't enough. They probably want you to achieve what they couldn't achieve. They're probably looking to you to bring their own self-respect and self-esteem up, whatever their journey is. Whatever. Tell me if that resonates with you at all.
It does. It does. But currently, at my age and
how old are you, Claudia?
dealing with a mother that has really high expectations of me.
What does she expect of you, Claudia?
More than what I'm doing now.
Yeah, but what specifically does she want from you?
Well, she equates success with money and grandeur.
Okay. Let me address that right now. I understand that, but listen what I'm going to tell you. Listen closely.
Okay.
If you're the most beautiful woman in the world, and you're a billionaire, you have a beautiful home and cars, but if you don't have honor, you're a loser. Your person's a failure if they don't have honor. Honor is the only thing that makes you a success. Then, of course, you want to make money, look good. But if a person has honor, that's the only thing that makes you a success. She's got the idea of material things making. She's got a wrong concept. That's on her. That's on her. Only honor makes you a success. Does she think, well, you can go make money. I don't care how you make it. Go and rob people, do whatever. I don't care as long as you have the money. A lot of people have that. As long as you have the money, I'm going to respect you. They don't care whether you killed people for a living. You got that money, you're respected. Oh, she must be a genius. Look how rich she is. Well, she was a hit girl. She was going killing people. They don't care. They say, oh, she's got that house. She must really be smart. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. She drank the Kool-Aid, as they say. I understand that. Your mom can't help that. A lot of people who grew up poor have that. I mean, my parents grew up poor. My father was in the Depression years, so making money was important to him. Survival, because he didn't want us to go through what he went through when they were so poor. Your mom might have a story like that. Was she poor growing up?
Well, her mother died when she was 14, so she had to fend for herself.
So she wants you to achieve, have something better in life than she did. It's out of love, but there's nothing wrong with making money. We need it. But only honor makes you a success. You need to know that. You could tell her that. I don't think you'll be able to change her mind about it. But honor makes you a success. Nothing else. Nothing else makes you a success. Then, of course, you want to look good. You want to make money. I'm not going to stand here and tell you that money doesn't matter. Money matters a lot. This is America, the year 2025. Money matters a lot. But honor matters more. And that's what you need to know. You need to know that so you have your self-respect and self-esteem. You want to tell yourself this. Write this down. You ready?
Bam.
My self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. My self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. You got to repeat that to yourself. Because people are going to tell you it depends on X, Y, and Z, and they're going to tell you it depends on how good you're looking, the clothing you have, the brand of the clothing you have, the car you're driving, the house you own, whatever. They're going to tell you those things. God bless them. Let them tell you that. My self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. The other things come and go. Good looks come and go. Money comes and goes. I've been rich and I've been poor. Now I'm doing pretty well, but I've been up and down. My self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. How do you feel about what I just said to you, Claudia?
I appreciate that, Doctor. That's resonated, and as I'm embracing this new chapter of my life, certainly having and wrapping my arms around my personal health and seeing this opportunity to make myself healthy is important. There's only one body, one being, right? If I don't take care of myself, then nothing that I'm doing is going to matter if I'm not healthy. As
you know, you go to any cemetery, I don't care what religion, what ethnicity it is, nobody has the bank balance on a tombstone. Nobody. You'll never see a tombstone with a guy's bank balance. And bank balance matters, but it's never on a tombstone. They'll say beloved husband, maybe it's a good husband, beloved father, beloved mother, beloved son, beloved daughter, a loving human being. It could be a short thing. It's not going to have your bank balance. That tells you what really matters. What's on the tombstone. It's not going to be your bank balance. It's not going to say she had a 6-bedroom house. It's not going to be, I guarantee it. You go to any cemetery. Now, one cemetery will say how many bedrooms that person had in their house. It's not going to be, he had a Porsche. He owned a Porsche. He drove a Porsche. It's not going to be on the tombstone. Why? It doesn't matter. They're not going to say, she was the world's most famous actress. It's not going to be on the tombstone. Loving mother, loving daughter, loved her family, loved God, maybe something like that. An honorable woman, an honorable man. It's going to be short. That's the thing. That tells you what the real values are. In the end, nobody gives a damn about it. So take that into account. That makes sense?
It does, Dr. Nerenberg. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the cemetery tells the story, Claudia. The cemetery tells the story. Think about that. You could tell your mother that. Nobody has a bank balance, Mom, on the tombstone. Whether you're loving or not is very, very common. A lot of people say beloved this and beloved that. They don't say she was a rich woman. Never.
Yeah.
She got her master's degree. She got her Ph.D. Never. Never, ever, ever. That tells the story. The cemetery, the tombstone, tell the story of what matters. The lies and the illusion end on death. the graveyard tells the story. Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you, Dr. Moore.
Your mother's well-meaning. She wants the best for you. But she drank the Kool-Aid, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different generation, that's for sure.
Well, all the generations have that kind of illusion. They all have, especially if they were poor, like my parents. At least my parents didn't put that on me, but I'll tell you what, the most important thing for you as a daughter is showing respect to your mother. Because if you're a multi-billionaire, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous woman, and you don't show respect to your mother, she's not going to like it. She's not going to say, oh, what a great daughter you are. No. She'll say, what a brat, spoiled brat. What an arrogant brat I raised, even though you're a multi-billionaire. You're showing her respect. That's the most important thing for her. Then, of course, if you're rich on top of that and you're living an honorable life, that's all good. But she's going to mostly respond to you showing her respect. And knowing you, Claudia, I believe you show your mother respect.
I do. And last week's topic really triggered me a lot because currently, I guess she sees my what I'm going through as weakness. And to her, she made a comment about me not having the fortitude, and she said something in Spanish. I can't really translate it, but basically I don't have my belt on right. I don't know how to face life. I'm not facing life the right way, and so dealing with even sharing anything that I'm going through is quite shameful because then she'll use it as a weapon to diminish what I'm doing.
Let me tell you something about all people. All people suffer. All people are struggling. All people are very, very, very vulnerable. All people are very fragile. You look at the leaders of nations, they have their ties on, maybe they're educated, and they're killing each other, they're bombing each other, all kinds of crazy stuff. So outwardly, a person could look strong, but they're hiding. They're hiding that they're afraid. They're hiding that they're doing this out of pride. Everybody's hiding. You can't. It's a show. It's just a show. What matters is your private character. Are you honorable? You're going to have to get deepened in this reality. Because the world, including your mother, is going to tell you the show matters. And to prove the show doesn't matter, go to the cemetery and look what's on the tombstones. That shows the show doesn't matter. The fact that somebody can say, you know why I love my patients so much? Because the people come to me and they say, I need help. What I'm doing wasn't working for me. To me, that's beautiful. That's the beginning of a growth and awareness. That's a beautiful, beautiful position. And the people who need help the most never come in. They keep up the pretense. They keep up the illusion till they're dead. Well, not till they're dead. On their deathbed, then something else starts showing how vulnerable they've been. No. The people that come see me, I'm serious, are the best human beings I've ever met. And I met a lot of people in my life at 84. Best people I've met are my people. I call them my people. Come to see me, come to see us at our office, whether it's Bird or Amber. The best human beings. Because you can say, you know what? My life's not working. It takes humility. It takes insight. It takes a certain amount of desperation, which we all go through at times. It's not working. I need a new way. That's power. Ooh, that is power. That's not weakness. That's power. The weak ones are in denial, just walking around dying inside. Who can't say that. Who won't admit it. Who are lying, covering up. Well, thank you very much for your input, Claudia. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anybody else have something you want to ask or say?
Dr. Nerenberg, this is Reginald.
Reginald, my brother. Good to hear from you as always.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, we'll just kind of piggyback on what you said and wanted just to hear from a very special person in my life is that you can use failure as an opportunity to prove people wrong. And So you're only failing if you give up. And I just want to thank you for that. I know it could be a scenario where like they have this position for a job and they might only have like 10 positions and 30 people apply. And they may not pick you, and you might question yourself and guess yourself, but you don't really know what they were looking for, and you're not necessarily a failure. You just gotta pick yourself up and 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 move on and prove that that you're worthy. And so when you another thing that you're mentioning when you're saying like getting started and doing stuff and don't do too much, you know how it is with time, for whatever reason, it seems like a lot of slow learners seem to go faster and go farther than people that catch it on quick. It's because they work harder, and that just builds character. You know what I mean? So sometimes you can failure is a character builder. You only fail when you give up. So I just want to thank you.
No,
for that.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Reginald. I'll tell you this. I know your life.
Like,
I know your setbacks. I know what you people call your failures. And I know what a great man you are because you didn't stop. You kept advancing and you became the amazing human being that I know you are, with a background that was very debilitating and would have stopped a lot of people, but you never quit. And I have so much respect for you. Anybody who knows your story will respect you. You can't really know any man unless you know his struggle. And you can't say, well, look how rich he is, look how good looking he is, look how healthy he is, look how strong he is. If he was born with wealth, he was born with the genes to be strong, doesn't mean that much. But if he came up and had to earn that strength, had to earn that money, well, that person struggled and failed. So that success is meaningful. So we can't judge a man or a woman unless we know what they had to begin with. You need to know the hand they were dealt and what they did with it. So that's why only God truly knows you, and only God could judge you truly. Beautiful. Thank you, Reginald. Thank you. Anybody else have? Thank you, Reginald. As always. And listen, to have a daughter, I met your daughter who loves you so much and looks up to you and respects you. To have a daughter like her, I know you did a lot of stuff right. You had to. So I know what a success you are as a man, as a human being, from many aspects. That's just being one aspect of your success. Well, it's been my pleasure, my privilege to present the pain of discipline or the pain of regret, your choice.